Subscribe to Dark Mystoria for untold mysteries, lost civilizations, and forbidden truths. The forest was silent, not the peaceful kind of silence, but the kind that listens back. Under a pale winter moon, deep within the frozen woods, stood a small cluster of wooden cabins. Snow rested heavily on their roofs, untouched, unbroken, as if no one had walked here in years, yet one window glowed warmly in the darkness. A single light, breathing against the cold. Locals called this place Hollow Pine Settlement, and they warned travelers never to come here after sunset. No maps marked its location. No signs pointed the way, and those who accidentally found it rarely spoke about what they saw. Because the cabins didn't just stand there, they remembered. Long ago, these cabins were built by a group of settlers escaping civilization. They wanted silence, isolation, a place where the world could no longer reach them. At first, Hollow Pine was peaceful. Smoke curled from chimneys, laughter echoed between trees. At night, lanterns glowed like fireflies in the snow. But winters here were cruel, colder than expected, longer than promised. Food ran low, hope ran lower, and then people began to disappear. No footprints, no screams, just empty cabins, with doors still locked from the inside. By the second winter, only 6 settlers remained. They gathered every night in the largest cabin, the one with the stone chimney. They kept the fire burning until dawn, afraid of the darkness pressing against the walls, because something had started knocking, not at the door, but at the walls. Slow, deliberate taps. As if fingers traced the logs from the outside, and every time the knocking stopped, someone would be missing by morning. On the final night, a blizzard swallowed the forest whole. The wind screamed like a living thing. Snow buried the paths. The moon vanished behind thick clouds. Inside the last lit cabin, the settlers sat in silence. No one spoke. No one blinked. Then, the knocking returned, but this time, it came from the ceiling. Wood creaked. Snow fell, and a voice whispered, soft, calm, familiar. "Let me in. It's cold." The voice sounded like someone they loved, and one by one, they listened. By sunrise, the settlement was empty. No bodies were ever found, just cabins, frozen in time. Years passed. Explorers tried to find Hollow Pine. Most failed. A few succeeded. They all described the same thing. The snow looked freshly fallen. No matter the season, the cabins stood untouched, no decay, and one window always glowed, even when no one was inside. They said if you stayed long enough, you could hear footsteps crunching behind you, but when you turned around, nothing, only the sound of breathing. Not yours. Tonight, the light is still on, smoke still rises from the chimney, and the forest still listens. Some say the cabins are waiting for warmth, waiting for company, because Hollow Pine doesn't kill visitors. It keeps them, and once you're inside, you never leave. If you ever find yourself lost in the snow, and see a warm light glowing between the trees, don't knock. Don't answer the voice, and whatever you do, don't step inside the cabin.